Okay. Hey everyone, welcome to the Hauppauge podcast. I'm here with Killatia, and today we have a bunch of topics we'd like to talk about with you.
Yes, we
So,
do.
so Killatia, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, like you said, Killatia, pronounced Tia. Um, I've been gaming pretty much all my life. And I've been doing game reviews for about 6 years, and doing some streaming on and off for about, I think, around 4 years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh,
not really too popular, but it's a nice way to pass the time.
and what type of games do you typically stream? What are your favorite games to stream?
I usually just stream whatever comes to mind. Like last week it was Borderlands 2. A
Oh,
few nights
nice. One of my
ago,
favorites.
yeah, a few nights ago was Super Smash Brothers Brawl.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yep. So I'm Sergeant Zombie Pepper, and I'm fairly new to streaming. I've been kind of doing it on and off for about a year, but I just really started getting into it this year. Took like a little month hiatus, and it's kind of hurt me a little bit. But I mean, I've been gaming, since I was super little, playing the Nintendo. And for my stream channel, I typically do Minecraft, Plants vs Zombies, Garden Warfare, Titanfall. And then on the weekend, I do like whatever games I'm playing and that I want to play. But yeah, so welcome everyone to the podcast. Thanks for
Welcome, and
stopping
I
by.
yeah, thanks for coming by and listening to us for about a few hours.
If you guys feel free to join in at any time, we will be checking the chat and trying to answer any questions or kind of responding to all your little chats. So please talk in the chat, talk to us. We love to talk to people. That's why we live stream.
Yes, talk to us, especially you, Huskabun too. Yes, that's right.
What up?
I'm reading the chat room.
Yeah, what up, Escaban 2? All right, so first off, we're going to talk about the Hauppauge giveaway. So, what you want to do is follow Hauppauge on their Facebook page, and you can actually win Mario Kart 8, which I'm super stoked about. This is the reason why I'm getting a Wii U is for Mario Kart 8, and also a chance to win the HD
Mario Kart 8, but hey, kart racing would be a good time filler.
I'm excited for both, especially that Brawl or the new Smash Brothers is coming out on DS because I just got a
3DS, you
DS.
mean?
Yeah, I just got one for my birthday in September, so I need more games to play. Um, so right now we're gonna start off with our first topic, and it's about the Oculus Rift. And speaking of Game Boy type things, the virtual Game Boy on the Oculus Rift. Um, is it really necessary? I still have pretty much all my old Game Boys. Wouldn't I just use those instead of getting an Oculus Rift to play a virtual one? What are your thoughts about that?
The virtual Game Boy on the Oculus Rift perfectly sums up my opinion on this whole virtual reality fad. It's a neat little gimmick, but nobody really gonna use it because nobody wants to like put a huge helmet over their heads just to walk around the world, let alone play a virtual Game Boy when I could just go out and buy a real Game Boy to play on.
Yeah, that's exactly like what I'm saying. And also it's not like you're sitting there using your hands either to control the Game Boy. It's you're using the keyboard. So I'm wondering if people are going to have like problems, working a keyboard and looking around and you got these two images of the Game Boy. I don't know, it just watching videos I kind of got nauseous actually watching it.
Yeah, I've actually tried the Oculus Rift in one of the gaming parties I went to a few weeks ago, and not only did I get like a little motion sickness from that,
Huh.
um, I also couldn't really get a hang of it because like the demo they were playing was like a modified version of TF2. And it was like so difficult trying to like look around, try and find like the spy to like shoot at.
Yeah, I get motion sickness really easily, so I don't think I would even be able to play or like wear an Oculus at all. So, I mean, just watching that video, like I said, I was feeling a little woozy. And I've watched all those videos of people riding roller coasters. I'm like, oh, no,
Yeah,
no.
we were playing tricks on the people with that roller coaster demo. Whenever they jump over the pit, we shake the chairs. Right?
That's so funny. But do you think this is going to be huge? Do you see this as being like, people aren't really going to care about it? What do you think?
Um, it'll be like 3D. It'll be cool for like a month or two. Then everybody will pretty much forget it. Like, think about it, like 4 years ago, 3D was being hyped up to be the next big thing.
Yeah, it
and
was.
now it's like the only thing left for 3D is the 3DS, and now we have like the 2DS. So, well, the same thing is gonna happen with the Oculus Rift, the Sony Project Morpheus, like any kind of VR. It'll be cool for like a few months, and then it'll just die off.
Yeah, well, I have a 3DS, and I don't even use a 3D on it because it hurts my eyes. So, like, but I think if there's like some type of innovation, and we're actually going to talk about it with Flagship later on in the podcast, how that can actually enhance the thing. But right now, everything's kind of simulations. So we'll see if like they're actually going to come out with cool games instead of like those ones that scare you or kind of. We'll see.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. But next topic, I guess. Are you ready?
Sure.
All right. So our next topic, we're going to be talking about Metacritic reviews, and are they actually affecting game companies, and are they affecting, gamers like us on what games we buy? Do you read any of the reviews before you buy games, and does it change the way you feel about a game or hyped about a game, or what are your thoughts about reviews, game reviews?
Well, here's the thing about the reviews. They're supposed to be, expressing your opinions about the game in case somebody was curious about them. I do reviews myself, and I do my best to be honest about them.
Yeah.
The big problem with what I see with reviews and other gamers is that they tend to use the review not as like a guide to see if the game is good or bad, but to use it as like a jump ship to like flame on a certain game and whatnot.
Yeah. I mean, because I'm a film student, so, I watch a lot of movies, and then, I'm a huge gamer, and so I do read a lot of reviews because I would like to see what I'm kind of investing myself in, and being on a, student budget, we try to save every penny we can. So I do look at reviews a lot, and I'm guilty of saying that I have been persuaded to like not buy games by reviews. And we've actually read about how a lot of these game companies are probably paying like bigger critics to kind of give their games lower scores because they were saying things like game companies were offering bonuses to these developers, and if they got a certain score for their game review, and if they didn't meet that game score, then they wouldn't get their bonuses, and they're kind of paying off these review critics to give them lower scores. Do you believe that's happening? Because a lot of people are starting to come out and say that right now.
Well, I've been hearing like almost the exact opposite, like reviewers paying like the critics to give the game a much higher review, but
you would think so, yeah.
Yeah, but at the same time, I don't think I'll be too surprised if they pay some of these people to give it like a slightly lower score, because I know with Obsidian Entertainment and Fallout New Vegas, they were actually supposed to get like a bonus cash if the game reached like a certain Metacritic score, and it turns out that they didn't get it because they were like just 1 point away.
Yeah, and so that's what I'm saying, are they actually paying these so they don't have to give these bonuses to the developers, do you think? Or is it just because the game's that bad? Like we rely on the critics or are they just being paid off? Like that's kind of like an interesting thing to think about right now. Is just should we rely on these critic reviews or should we just suck it up, buy the game, and see for ourselves what it is? Because there's been so many games that I've played that have gotten really low scores like on IGN or Game Informer, and I play it and they're like some of my favorite games ever, and I have a blast playing them. So I think it's just, with reviews, it's all about personal experience with the game. Is that how you are too?
Yeah, I like to be able to give a game a chance, even if it ends up being like a pretty bad game, because like I don't think every game is terrible because they do have an audience. Just like every movie, even the bad ones, have an audience to cater to.
Uh-huh.
So, but reviews themselves do have a purpose of informing the gamers of what the game is like and such. But in all honesty, I would not use Metacritic as my source. I would like go to some of the more independent gamers and such.
Yeah, and Drill VGA, he actually just posted what I was about to say next.
Yeah.
Is that why more people are going to YouTube channels to actually get the reviews? Because you have actual people, actual gamers playing these games and giving their honest opinion. Is that a more reliable source, do you think?
Um, you know, kind of, yes, because they're not necessarily working with a website. They're just
Mhm.
working for themselves, and and with that they're giving out their honest opinions. But sometimes the corporations like Warner Bros. Will ask them to do like promotional videos for their stuff. Like I noticed Black Node Comedy and Random Encounters doing like Godzilla parody videos before the
Uh-huh.
release of Godzilla. So I mean, they were entertaining, but it does also bring up a spot that they may be getting paid off a little bit indirectly.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
then the companions cube. Love your name, by the way. I have a companion cube myself. It's a or he she they asked, how do you feel about re-reviewing games down the line? Kind of like how movies, like you have these cult followings. I kind of feel like there's a cult following in the games as long as are similar to how there are in movies, where you get these games that got terrible scores, did not sell very well, but later down the line are like really popular.
Mhm.
Are you seeing that with any games right now?
Um, well, I think we've seen that with a lot of retro games, like the games that really didn't get the chance because of like bad timing or just didn't get the attention that they deserved.
Hmm.
I myself is I myself is actually considering re-reviewing a game that I have previously reviewed before. Um,
Okay.
so like sometimes re-reviewing a game is good, but I don't see myself doing it often, except for like
Yeah.
one game in particular I have in my mind.
I feel like there's just too many games coming out now that it's just like it's hard to kind of go back and re-review games, especially if you have a busy schedule like the both of us have.
Yeah,
Um, and then Beef Aaron said, I feel like the first impressions are the strongest ones, and I
okay.
totally agree.
Yeah, his name is Beeferin, by the way.
Beef Aaron, all right,
Yeah, he's my
got it.
friend,
Thanks.
and him and Hotskaban too are my friends in real life, by the way.
Oh well, thanks for coming by, guys. We
Yeah.
we appreciate your support.
Yes,
Um,
as to his comment, yeah, first impressions are usually the strongest. But I do like to give it like a couple of more shots.
yeah, okay. Um, so we're actually going to tell you about, if you look down below us, right down there, you'll see a little scrolling thing. Send us your feedback about the podcast. We want to know what you liked about it, what you want to know more of, what you'd like to see. And you just send that to streamteam@hauppauge.com. And they'll send you a free little bracelet thingy like this. And it's cool. So go ahead and do
Hey,
that.
do I get a bracelet?
Did you send one in? You send a
Not yet.
feedback.
Not
Well,
yet.
then do that. Do it. You can get a bracelet.
Will do.
um, so yeah, be sure to do that. It helps all of us out here, and we just want to know what you guys want to see or hear, I guess. So we're actually going to move on to our third topic, and this one's kind of like one that we kind of are sad about. It's Nintendo shutting off their online services for the Wii and the DS. So, what does this mean for Nintendo? Um, you wanna describe that?
Well, here's what happened. GameStop, I mean not GameStop, GameSpy is shutting down their online services for like thousands of games and such. And unfortunately that includes the Nintendo Wi-Fi services for
Hmm.
the Wii and the DS. Um some games are being planned to live on beyond the GameSpy closure, but for Nintendo and such, they figure that they have a much better online services for the Wii U and the 3DS. And since
Hmm.
GameSpy is shutting down, I think they figured that we might as well let this service like die off and just go on ahead and use that resource to improve our already better service.
Yeah, yeah. No, so pretty much like with that shutting down, you can
Before
still
I
access
continue,
their.
Azkaban 2,
Oh,
Mario Kart 7 is on the Nintendo Network, so you don't have to worry about that shutting down for the 3DS.
oh, that's
It
good to
just
know.
like every game on the DS that uses Wi-Fi services.
Yeah, and Drill is saying that they need that the whatever comes after the Wii U for next gen for Nintendo, that they need a better online service. And I think because right now everyone is playing online, and everyone wants to play with their friends online. So they really need to kind of step up their game to get that. Even with like kids, if kids want to play online together, they'll have that ability and it'll be good, and everyone can enjoy themselves a lot better, especially with games like Mario Kart. But I think it's still good to invite people over and all be in the same room and playing. So I
Yeah,
think, I
yeah, being able to play together with a bunch of friends at the table, I mean at the couch, is a fun way to really play your multiplayer games.
yeah,
And I do have to say that the Nintendo Network is a much better service compared to the Wi-Fi service because there's actual like competition there, so to speak. I
yeah.
wonder if I'm using that word right.
But yeah, so I mean, you can still access the Wii Shop channel. I did it last night. I downloaded Mario Kart 64, so you're not losing that. You're not losing your DS Shop channel. You can still download games on your DS, and then you still have video on demand. So you have your YouTube. I think it's Amazon Instant Prime,
Yeah,
and
basically, you basically have every video service that was released on
yeah,
the Wii.
yeah. So you still get those. So if
Yeah,
you're using your Wii for like Netflix, don't worry, it's still working on your Netflix. So you don't have to worry about that. But it just means you're not going to be playing online. There's no online matchmaking, and you can't access any of your leaderboards. So if you had any, I think it was the older Pokemon. I think people were you were playing Pokemon online with people at DS, I believe. If you
yeah.
know.
I think Pokemon was probably the one of the more popular online game for the DS behind like Mario Kart DS. Yeah, so it'll be sad to see that game go, but at the same time, like games by closing down, there's like not much Nintendo can do about it.
Yeah. And it's kind of sad how like Nintendo's been hurting because it's the innovator. It's what started, this rise in gaming, and
Yeah,
seeing it take like a big hit. And it was so weird because with the Wii, it was huge. It was so huge. You couldn't find a Wii anywhere. And
yeah.
then
It
with the
was
Wii U, is just like they never
well the
really
thing.
peaked.
Well, the thing with the Wii is that the Wii was something different. It wasn't just
Hmm.
another game console. It was something totally unique. I think
Hmm.
the problem with the Wii U is that it didn't have that same uniqueness that the original Wii had.
Yeah. And it really they brought this whole mentality of family coming together and playing it. I mean, it got my mom, who never plays video games, to pick up a Wiimote and play, bowling or tennis and got her up, and it was a ton of fun. So, and also they started the whole motion sensor thing that, way before the Kinect did, and it was really awesome. And
Yeah.
and then for Nintendo, do you see them shutting this down? Do you think that was like them having this online service? Do you think it was hurting them financially and that's why they shut it down? It was just lost profit and they weren't making any money off of it?
Well, the service was free to begin with, so yeah, obviously cost did come into factor here.
Yeah, because you had people who were running the
Yeah.
online services still.
Yeah, and that part of the reason why with the PlayStation 4 you need a PlayStation Plus to use the online because
Hmm.
it costs money.
Yeah, yeah, and Rolly, you're right. We did pave the way for the PlayStation and Xbox with all their motion. So, um, I hope that with the new Mario Kart 8 and the new Super Smash Brothers that are coming out for Wii and the 3DS or 2DS, whatever you're using, I hope it really helps Nintendo a lot, because these are the two huge games that are coming out for them. Like two biggest games possible. And I played Mario Kart 8 at E3 last year, and it was so much fun. I loved it, even with the little tablet that they have. It's
Yeah.
kind of awkward to use, but it was still really fun to use. Have you played Mario Kart 8? I don't know if you went to
Sadly,
E3 last year.
yeah, I went to E3 last year, and I'm going back to E3 this year. But sadly, I didn't get the chance to play Mario Kart 8. I got
Oh,
myself so booked out with like appointments and such.
uh, that was like the one game I had time to stand in and
Yeah,
play, and it was Nintendo's wasn't as busy as the PlayStation and Xbox One booths, but we were able to sneak in. But people were staying there for like 40 minutes playing just round after round after round, and you could just see everyone was enjoying it so much.
and I
Um,
can see that becoming 3 times as long for the Super Smash Brothers.
yeah, yeah. And
Yeah,
then Rolly said, "Yeah, the Wii's was for all ages, young to old." Totally agree, Rolly. Totally
yeah,
agree.
we
Um,
agree.
yeah, it really did bring gaming to families and being as a whole instead of everyone kind of sitting down playing their own games, which is what a lot of the PlayStation and Xbox games are. They're kind of, your own single player games, or you're playing online with your friends in other houses. You're not really
Yeah.
together.
So let's
Anything else? Oh,
well,
go ahead.
well, I was saying since we were already talking about E3, why not roll on to the next topic of what games are we excited to see for E3?
E3, yes. Our next
Yes,
topic is E3. Who's
yes,
excited? Me. Him.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah. Both of us are going to E3. We both went last year, going again this year. It's
yes,
awesome. I only went
yes.
for one day last year, so I'm really excited to be there the full time this year. I'm so pumped. I'll be working at the Wargaming booth. They did World of Tanks and World of Tanks Blitz. So if anyone in there out in the chat, you guys, if you're there, come say hi. I mean, I'll be working there the entire time. And then, what are you going to be doing at E3 this year?
I'm gonna be walking all across the showroom floor looking for you.
Yeah, I don't know what part we're in, so I'll hit you up with a message when I figure out where we are on the floor, because it's ginormous, it's huge, and it's insane.
Yeah,
It's so insane.
yeah.
Um,
E3 can be pretty insane sometimes.
oh my goodness, it's gonna. Yeah, so I'm just gonna kind of read off some games that are, probably the biggest games that are coming out that they've announced or confirmed that they're going to be showing at E3. Um, going down. Call of Duty, of course. Call of Duty, I think, is at E3 every single E3. It's never not there. Um, we have. Oh, I'm trying to think of Defense Grid 2. I don't know if anyone else has played Defense Grid. It's a arcade game on Xbox. It's awesome. Number 2 is coming out, so they'll have that. Destiny. Who's excited for Destiny? I don't know
I
if you can
kind of
see.
Yeah, I'm excited with Destiny myself. Like, I'm a big fan of Borderlands myself, and seeing Destiny take some gameplay elements from that
Uh-huh.
hooks my interest.
Yeah, I'm super stoked about it. I can't wait to play it. I can't wait to. They had a Destiny booth at E3. They were right next to Modern Warfare Ghost, or Modern Warfare Ghost, Call of Duty Ghost, and we had the option of staying in line for like 3 hours to go to Destiny or 3 hours to go to Ghost. And at the time, I was super into Call of Duty, so I went to the Ghost one and sat in there, and they had really nice, comfy chairs, so it was awesome.
As for me, I'm looking forward to seeing, of course, Super Smash Brothers, the Zelda spin-off, Hyrule Warriors.
Yes, 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 yes. Do you know if that's going to be? Is that there? I don't think.
Yeah, it was confirmed to be at E3 a little while ago.
Okay. I think Fable Legends. They've confirmed that, which love Fable games. They're hilarious. Far Cry 4, which we'll be talking about in a little bit, actually. That's going to be there. Was it Halo 5? Any Halo fans in here?
I think somebody said Halo Master Chief Collection, which is basically Halo 1 to 4 remastered for the Xbox One.
Oh my gosh, they're killing me. They are killing me right now. I'm also hoping, fingers crossed, Kingdom Hearts 3. They had like a little tiny banner at E3 last year for Kingdom Hearts 3, but all they had was the Kingdom Heart remix, like 1.5 last year. So I'm hoping, please, please, Square Enix, give us Kingdom Hearts 3 there. Yeah, Legend of Zelda for Wii, Madden. What else? What else? Trying to think. The Sims. Do anyone play Sims here? Star Wars Battlefront will be there. Like I said, Super Smash Brothers for DS and Wii U. Uncharted for Uncharted.
Yeah, Uncharted 4.
Yeah, they didn't have the 4 and it confused me. Like I said, World of Tanks and World of Tank Blitz. So those are just some of the games that have been confirmed already. We still have a few more weeks till they, start finishing up and announcing all the other games. So, what game do you want? What do you want to see at E3?
Well, obviously Smash and Hyrule Warriors.
Uh-huh.
I also want to check out let's see, Borderlands the pre-sequel if it's going to be at E3.
Oh yes, please. And Telltales from the Borderlands, or Tales from the Borderlands.
Tales from the Borderlands. Yeah, that's definitely the other game I want to check out.
Yeah, I'm hoping Telltale has a booth at E3. I don't know if I saw them last year. I'm not quite sure.
I think they should have a booth.
Yeah.
This year, maybe not on the main showroom floor, but maybe at one of the smaller rooms in the upstairs section.
Because that would be one. I'm a huge Telltale supporter. I love them. Walking Dead, Wolf Among Us. Excited for the Borderlands. Excited for the Game of Thrones. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. They're at it. And then I would like to go to the Destiny booth, but I think, when does Destiny come out again? Do you remember the date?
It should be out in September.
Okay, so yeah, not in time. People want Final Fantasy 15. What else? Who else? The next Dark Souls game? What? They just came out with Dark Souls.
Yeah, they just came out with 2. Don't we have enough punishment already?
Haven't we died enough?
Yeah, give us some time to relax and regenerate our souls here.
What else? Anyone else? What games are you guys besides Final Fantasy? Because that seems to be the big one in our chat is Final Fantasy 15, which also looks amazing. It's kind of crazy how realistic everything looks in that game. Have you seen the trailer for it?
Yeah, I've seen it. I'm kind of so on it, especially with what happened with Final Fantasy 13, but I'll keep an eye on it still.
Yeah. Another one I hope to see at E3 is Batman Arkham Knight. I am pumped for that game. I would love to see and get they just released a little snippet of their gameplay the other day online. Yep, got some Uncharted Arkham Knight. Heck yeah! A teaser for Gears games. Oh, and another thing I know that's kind of big news is with Valve kind of teasing us about a Half-Life 3
They've been
and a
teasing us
left
about they've been
but
teasing us about Half-Life 3 ever since Half-Life 2 episode 2.
and Left 4 Dead 3, but we have someone who apparently works at Valve who is saying they are making it. They are making it. That is the rumors that we all want to believe.
What I understand is that it's like so far just a concept art.
I heard that about Left 4 Dead 3, but they're actually in the works with Half-Life 3. And apparently it's supposed to look pretty amazing and spectacular.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm definitely hoping to hear at least some news from Valve moving beyond the number 2.
I know. They need to stop teasing us. Those just Valve. But Valve is supposed to be on on a low key, I heard at E3 this year. The big person at E3 is supposed to be Ubisoft, believe it or not. They're blowing up like crazy.
Yeah, I don't understand why. I mean, they're not going to have Watch Dogs there this year.
But they'll have Far Cry 4 and then what else? Something else. I can't think of it right now.
And like a couple of Assassin's Creed games.
Yeah, their new Assassin's Creed, that's what it was.
Yeah.
Um,
What I'm disappointed about Ubisoft though is that they're not planning on showing off any Wii U games at this year's E3.
yeah,
Seems,
I think, yeah.
I find that odd because they've been supporting like the Wii U since the beginning.
Yeah, I think it's just Nintendo being very low key. They're doing kind of what they did at E3 last year with a very small kind of conference, whereas PlayStation and Xbox have these huge conferences there. And I think, they just been kind of overshadowed, and Ubisoft is kind of playing the better and going towards PlayStation and Xbox to make them look better possibly, because they sell more games on those two systems than on actual Wii U.
Yeah, I could kind of see that, but at the same time, with Nintendo, like, I don't blame them for like going with the live stream conference over the live stage because I'm sure most people don't realize it, but E3 can be pretty expensive. Like
Hmm.
getting like a small booth alone at the
Oh
conference
yeah.
can be up to like $300,000.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. Someone's saying my Mac mic is crackling. Do I sound fine right now, Kilatia?
Um,
Is
I
it
don't hear
cracking
any.
at all?
I don't hear any cracking on my end. Um,
Anyone
maybe
in chat, is my mic okay? Did I need to move it closer? Is it sounding fine right now? Let me know, cause I can't tell. I can't tell if it's cracking. Okay, it isn't
okay,
now.
it's not now. Okay. As
Thanks
I
for
was saying, like just getting a small booth at E3 can cost like hundreds of thousands of dollars. So
Yeah.
I think Nintendo being smart, at least financially, by going with the live stream conferences. And I know Konami have done it like a couple of years before that as well. So I would not be surprised if Sony or Microsoft does the live stream conference in the near future because right now Sony's not really doing too good outside of gaming. So
Yeah.
anything to save them a few dollars, I think would be great for them.
Yeah. Um, let's see. Anything else you want to talk about E3? Anything else besides? I think we've covered E3 on a pretty heavy topic.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything else about E3 off the top of my head.
Yeah, I think we've covered it. I just wanted to take a little tiny break to tell everyone, don't forget to follow Kilatia at twitch.tv/Kilatia. You'll see our little names at the top, and then I'm at twitch.tv/Sergeant Zombie Pepper. Don't forget that first E in Pepper is a 3. Don't ask why. I don't know why. Um,
Because 3 is better than an E.
No, I think I had originally like created a Twitch account like a long time ago, and so when I went to go just do my regular Sergeant Zombie Pepper, I had used that name already, and I had no idea how to get my password fixed and or what like email I use, so I had to go with a three instead of a E. But if you guys want, yeah, I think I will be streaming probably later tonight. I'm hoping I'm playing South Park Stick of Truth. It's hilarious. It's so good. And then, do you have any plans on streaming anytime soon, Kilatia?
I have to look through my recordings because I'm planning on doing a review for Monday.
Okay.
Um, and if I need some more footage, then yeah, I'll do some live streaming later tonight.
Okay. What are you reviewing?
Um, Smash Brothers Melee.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, you know,
Nice.
for the Smash Brothers 15th anniversary, and I already did like the 64 version, so I figured might as well do the other two.
Oh my gosh. I can't believe 15th anniversary.
Yeah,
Ay, ay, ay. We're getting old.
yeah, I know.
Okay, I guess.
Yeah, you know you're getting old when you're starting to get back pain.
So for your recording, speaking about your recording, what Hauppauge product do you use to record?
I use the Hauppauge HD PVR2.
Mhm.
It has HDMI inputs and outputs. It also has like AV inputs for your classic gaming consoles, as well
Right.
as the component cables for PS3 because of the nasty HDCP.
And is that what you like the most about it? Is that you can actually get your old consoles to record through it?
Well, yeah, I do like to get my old consoles recorded. But I usually just use it for my HD consoles, like my gaming PC, the Wii U, and the
Hmm.
PS3.
Oh, nice. And how long have you been using it for?
I've been using it since last year, but I have been
Okay.
using Hauppauge products since 2011.
Oh, wow.
Um,
And
I
so,
I've
yeah.
actually tried. I'll be honest. Like I actually did try a Hauppauge product back in 2009, but the first two I got like broke on me. So I did. So I didn't really go back till like a few years later when they worked on the hardware much better and for better reliability and such. But ever since 2011, Hauppauge all the way.
Woo! So I use the HD PVR2 Gaming Edition. It's pretty fantastic. I actually started off with just a regular HD PVR, and I had it for ever. I think I had that thing for like 4 years. And I just recently upgraded to the gaming edition, the 2 gaming edition, this year. And I was actually live streaming, I think it was Final Fantasy 14 online. And I got my package in the mail. My boyfriend brings it over, and I opened up my package, like, yay, my HD PVR2 gaming edition's finally here. And I was so happy about it. And the quality on it is just so amazing. I actually started using the Hapag one because they were the only ones that I could find that worked with Macs. And before I got my gaming PC, I was actually gaming on my iMac, and they were the only ones that would work with a Mac, which is good for all you Mac people out there because we Mac gamers do exist.
Yeah,
There's very few of us, but we exist and we want to live stream. And so, that is actually what got me into live streaming was and using their products was because they were Mac compatible. So I think that's been my favorite thing. I'm on a PC now, so it has not been an issue. Um, and then I also noticed like things like it just works so well when I'm using XSplit, especially. Like they're best friends, I think. Um,
yeah. I had to do some tricking with XSplit on my end, but I think I finally got it to work with my HD PVR2 almost
yeah,
perfectly.
yeah. And then who was it? Drill said never had a Hauppauge device break on me yet. Yeah, me either. Like I said, I had my first one for about 4 years, and it was chugga-lugging along until I was just like, it's time to rest. And I
Yeah.
traded it in. But
I must have had bad luck with my first one then.
It was you. You broke it.
Um,
Wasn't the device.
oh, the companion cube asks, do we use the base XSplit or the Gamecaster? I kind of go back and forth with Gamecaster and XSplit. They both have their advantages and disadvantages. How about you?
I use XSplit Broadcaster. I've had not had an issue with it connecting at all. And someone says my friend's catchphrase is, "Does it work on Mac?" Yeah. Does the HD PVR2 Gaming Edition works on Mac? Pretty much I think all the devices work on Mac except. Oh, yeah, they were saying that you would have to download different software for it. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, I've never I used my second one for on my Mac for a little bit too, and didn't have a problem connecting it either. But I've really enjoyed my Hauppauge device. So anything else you want to say about your Hauppauge?
I like the fact that I can just press a button to record and then press it again to stop recording.
Yeah, and I like the lights. The lights are cool. We
Yeah.
have it matching up with everything over here.
Yeah, lights are awesome.
And then Ghost Gamer says my internet is too slow to stream. It takes me an hour and a half to upload a minute or 10-minute HD video on YouTube. Yep, well that's your internet, and it's at least you're getting, HD.
Yeah, at least you're getting something from YouTube.
Yeah. But that's just your internet. You would just need to kind of bump up your internet. So,
Yeah, I prefer using Fios myself, but if Google Fiber was here, I would like snap that up in a second.
yeah, it's for us, we're stuck with Uverse and like AT&T Uverse, so we're like living in an area where you can only get Uverse. So I think I'll be probably moving really soon, and we're gonna jump over to another company and get like double the amount of internet for the price we're paying now with Uverse. And then any game I download on PC, tell him it's good. He tries to find it, but no, not for Mac. Okay, I don't know what them.
It's a little thing they're doing in the chat. Like somebody asked if did it work on a Mac, and my friend B friend said universal answer is no. So,
It does. It does. I know because I've used it. So, I don't know why he would say that.
he does playing that to be a jokester.
Oh, he's an incurable prankster.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I said, I've been using my product for, it's probably been almost 4.5, 5 years since I just got my other one, and I used to just capture the very first like girl clan I was in for Call of Duty. I was on their YouTube channel, so that's what I used to capture all of our videos. And it was cool at the time because with Modern Warfare 3 and I think like the Black Ops, you had the theater mode, so you can go into your friends and get their videos that they put like in their save vault, and you edit like all your clans clips together. And so my videos always look the best compared to everyone else who were using like the little USB ones that were like Elgato, or I don't know what they were using.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. So if you're looking into it, yeah, totally get just depending on your preference, check out their website and you can see which one fits your computer the best. But I use the HD PVR2 Gaming Edition for myself. And yeah, Drill says that he's been using the capture card since 2010. I started out using the Dazzle DVC 100. Wow.
I actually started off with the I forgot what it was called, but it was like a little capture device where you don't actually need to use a computer to actually capture video. The problem was that it couldn't capture anything lower than 640 by 480. So.
Yeah,
so
that must have been a while ago.
Yeah, it was like 6 years ago. So that made pretty much getting any retro games thrown out the window.
Well, since we've talked about that, should we move on to our next topic? It's
Of
kind of
course.
the big topic I think of this week that I've been reading a ton about. I've been seeing it everywhere. It's a very controversial subject, and it's about Far Cry 4. Um, about their whole conceptual art thing that they had and it being perceived as being racist. What do you think about that?
Maybe because I'm a white Caucasian, but I don't see what's wrong with the picture here. I mean, it's obviously showcasing the main villain.
Exactly. That's what I like. Honestly, when I first looked at it, I did not see it as being racist at all. And I'm a mixed breed over here. I'm a little bit of this, a little bit of that. So I don't know. I think people are kind of over analyzing it and not realizing what makes a good villain. And is that how you feel?
Well, I didn't really take a good look at the cover art till earlier today, but I don't see what's necessarily wrong from my end. Okay, maybe it's like maybe if you're like a minority, it may be a little offensive, but from what I understand, the guy in the purple suit isn't even white. He's a different color. I'm
Yeah.
not sure what the proper word I need to say there.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's just you like did you play Far Cry 3 at all?
I played Blood Dragon for a little bit.
Oh, nice. I actually didn't get time to play that. I think I was in midterms when that came out last semester. But no, I played Far Cry 3. I think, Ubisoft has this great way of telling stories. Like they pick these games that are just so good at telling stories. And I think with the whole Far Cry, I game, they're doing the same way. They have these villains where they're just really terrible people and
Yeah.
I think people are overreacting to this whole racism thing. Um, they actually announced the hero's name, and I might butcher it. It's AJ Golly. Um, I think that's all I've seen of them talking about. Like I haven't really read too much about him. Have you heard anything about what ethnicity he is, or I know it
And
takes place like near the Himalayas, but it's like some fictional town over there.
I haven't really been following up on Far Cry 4 news, but I'm sure they'll speak more about it at E3. And
Yeah,
to Dr. Drill, yes, I agree with you. The world is becoming way too politically correct.
yeah, it really is, and it's just funny how I don't think most people saw it as being racist, and you just have that one person who's like, "That's racist," and it's just like, oh, well, now that you're bringing it to everyone's attention, I don't see it. I just see them, with even with like TV and movies, it's the same thing. You have
Yeah.
one villain and you have your protagonist who is going to be the complete opposite of him. And they're saying that, on the cover that the villain, I'm not sure what his name is, how he looks like a Caucasian man, but someone came out and said that he wasn't. What do you think about that? Do you think
Um,
he's part of like kind of like what they did in Far Cry 3, where it's someone of that race kind of taking control of the village or the people around them, but they're all the same race?
I'm honestly not sure. I need to look up more info on Far Cry 4 before I come up with that kind of answer. But honestly, like people are becoming offended so easily these days as like I'm getting offended by people getting offended too easily.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see. Like, hopefully they do bring it up because I think as of right now, Ubisoft's kind of been on the DL with kind of responding to any of the racist remarks. 'Cause I don't think they intended for this to be racist. I just think it's intended for a good action-packed story with a really super evil villain. I mean, you look at a picture of the guy, and he just looks so creepy. Like he just looks like he's ready to kill lots of innocent people, and that's just what I perceived him as. Um, him in that pink, ugly pink suit.
Okay.
Yeah,
I what I see is a fabulous man going out on town with a bunch of weaponry.
That sums it up perfectly. Yeah, they're saying that AJ Gali or Gal, whatever, however, is going to the Himalayas to fulfill his dying mother's last wish. I thought I read it was his dying father's last wish. Oh, I guess it is mother's. And then you get caught up in a civil war to overthrow the oppressive regime of a dictator, Pagan Min. So it sounds like Pagan Min's a very, Asian-sounding name. Which it's over in the Himalayas,
Yeah,
the Himalayas, so it's in
so
Asia.
it does make sense.
Yeah, so I think people are completely overreacting, thinking that this is a white Caucasian man when they have absolutely no idea on what this game is about.
Yeah,
they're kind of just looking at something.
Yeah, they're just looking at the color of the skin and not the person.
Exactly. And I think people need to stop. Yeah, because if you kind of look at, he does look Asian, but it's just like Asian people have light colored skin too. But I think it's just the fact that he's sitting over what I guess considered a darker colored Asian male. And people said that may have been the protagonist of the game, but I don't think anyone knows besides his name. And someone says that he has nice shoes. Nice, what are they? They look like skin or snake skin shoes.
Okay, purple suits, nice shoes, and white hair. He is going on a night in town.
Yes, so he does. So yeah, I mean, I don't think after this, I don't think anyone's gonna make like such a big deal about this whole racist thing. People are gonna kind of feel like idiots once they realize what the game is actually about, and no one's gonna pay attention to the race in this game at all. Kind of how it was, yeah. And someone said like Vaz in Far Cry 3, it wasn't.
Yeah.
And then
go.
No, I was gonna say, do you think Ubisoft should have to respond to this, or do you think they're making the right decision by keeping on the DL?
Well, I kind of look at it like this: like they should respond, only because Nintendo had to respond to the lack of same-sex marriages in the Tokakmiman Life game, however you pronounce it.
Okay. Well, so we're going to move on. I think we're done with this topic. You feel like we're done?
Yeah, I think we always say it are welcome here.
Well, let's move on. So we're going to be talking about esports. What do you think about esports? I feel like they are on the rise, to be honest.
Yeah, they're definitely going on a rise when the potential pot for a Dota 2 tournament could be up to like $10 million.
Yeah, it's like at 6 million right now, and then they said that it's probably going to rise.
Yeah.
To 10 million. Like, that's ridiculous. I'm trying to think, what was that the documentary that Valve just did? It was about Dota too.
I think it was called Free to Play.
Free to Play, yeah. And so what do you feel about esports? Do you keep up with esports? Do you watch any esports?
I keep my ears on esports for a little bit because, hey, it is a growing part of the gaming community here.
Okay,
and it certainly feels like a sport because even though it's not like physical, it's very like mental in a sense that you have to like keep your eyes and ears like on like everything that's going around you, just like you would be in a real sports.
Yeah. And a lot of people, they are, especially this younger generation, are training every single day, all day long to compete in these tournaments. And I think it's just like as exhausting as like an actual sport, but it's just mentally exhausting instead of like that physical exhaustion that most athletes get.
Yeah, there is also like a little bit of physical workout in this esports as well, because like you have to be able to have like a lot of stamina to be behind the keyboard for like hours on end. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I totally agree. And I mean, I've heard rumors of people saying that they start wanting to bring in these like to Olympics or, having countries compete in like a kind of a World Cup type of thing with esports. Have you heard anything about that?
No, I have not, but like I will. I understand that esports is rising, but I don't want to see video games in the Olympics. The Olympics is about the physical prowess of the international athletes around the world, not Mario beating the poop out of Pikachu.
So do you think that they should have just keep it separate, just esports, and have their own international where, each country has their own team? Because right now I feel like everything's kind of like mixed in with one another. You have a bunch of Americans who it's where esports isn't really highly recognized go over to Europe and compete in Europe.
Okay. Oh, and to answer your question, Companion Cube, just go to Hauppauge's Facebook page. They'll occasionally ask for people to join up on their podcasts. That how
Yeah.
me and Sergeant Zombie Pepper got on here.
Yeah. And I think Joe, he can probably insert a link and it'll take you over to their Facebook page. And so you'll see like inners to do this podcast, like what we're doing right now. And then also you'll find the giveaway for Mario Kart 8 and for the rocket. So check it out. And if Joe can just insert that link, that'd be fantastic.
Yeah.
Um, so Oh, and yeah, Joe says send us a message on Twitch. Um, on track and field made my armor. Getting a little off topic.
Yeah.
um, so I mean, I think that's about it for esports.
Yeah.
We'll see where it leads in the future, but
Yeah, it'll definitely become bigger and bigger as time
mhm,
goes on, but there's no way it's gonna be a part of the Olympics.
yeah. Yeah, I agree. I think it should just be kept in its own little entity, but I still see it becoming bigger and bigger. And I know a lot of people in the chat. It seems like they don't care about esports. I watch esports every now and then. I get really pumped watching it. I get nervous because I know when I play games that are very competitive. I know that feeling that you get, and playing Call of Duty or Titanfall or that urge to win. It's really, really it gives you a heart attack sometimes.
Yeah.
Um, so we are actually going to take a break. How does that sound, Kilatia?
That's good. I could go for some more Mountain Dew right about now.
Ooh, I wish I had Mountain Dew. I want Mountain Dew.
Here, have
So
mine.
oh, thank you. Thank you, kind sir. So
You're
don't
welcome.
forget to follow the Hauppauge page. You'll see, just click that little button down there, that little purple one. You guys should know what it looks like. Click it, follow. They're going to be doing these podcasts, I'm pretty sure, every Saturday. And then don't forget to follow Kilatia at twitch.tv/Kilatia and also mine, twitch.tv/Sergeant Zombie Pepper. And you will see our names. Just, check us out and we'll be sure, like for me, I'll follow you back. If you send me a message and you're really into streaming, I'll totally support you back and follow you back. But I think we'll go ahead and take our break right now.
It sounds good.
All right. What up, everybody? We are back. For
Hi,
anyone who
everybody.
is for anyone who's new, I'm Sergeant Zombie Pepper, and I'm here with Killa Tia. We are both hosting this little podcast today, and if you could ever so kindly please follow Hauppauge. Just click that little follow button. Oh, I guess it's on that left side of the screen. And then also you can follow us if you'd like, but we're gonna jump back into our next topic. Are you ready for this?
I'm ready.
Um, all right, let's do this. The big old huge rumor of YouTube buying Twitch for $1 billion. Um,
Dun, dun, dun.
all of us being on Twitch, what's going to happen to us? What does that mean for us? So do you think it's going to have any effect on us? Are there going to be more ads? Are they going to charge us monthly fees? Are people partnered with Twitch going to earn more money? What do you think about that?
I don't know what to think. I'm afraid that Google is gonna shove down that copy content ID all over Twitch and cause a fiasco like it did on YouTube.
Yeah, and we already have ads. I think they may add more ads while we're playing our game, unless we get, the what's it called, the Google Twitch Plus, Twitch Turbo. Thanks, Joe.
Yeah.
Do you think that's gonna have to be an option, Kilatia?
Um, Technically, it's already option to buy Twitch Turbo to get an ad-free experience, but I'm not. I don't think it'll be too much of a necessity if this rumor is true.
Yeah. And then I know people are saying that this is scaring them.
Well,
And
it is kind of scary because, like I said, like Google could potentially shoehorn the content ID from YouTube and cause like a fiasco that's probably going to be bigger than what happened on YouTube.
yeah, and I think all of us just want to like leave Twitch alone, leave it. But for me, I can see why it's actually a really smart investment. I think for Google, them taking over YouTube and now this, because Twitch is just becoming so huge. I think I read an article where people were saying that Twitch has just as many viewers than primetime TV. Did you hear anything about that? Do you think it's a good investment for Google?
Well, the one thing, it could be a good investment because, like you said, Twitch is growing like very big.
Mm-hmm.
But here are two things that comes to mind. Like, one, YouTube already have an option to do like live streaming, and I know a lot of people prefer to use the YouTube version over Twitch.
Mm-hmm.
And secondly, Google would spend $1 billion by a competition, but can spend a few dollars to fix some of the glitches on YouTube. I mean, seriously, there's glitches from the very beginnings that still need to be fixed. Like, the first 12 hours, your view count is stuck at like 301. When are you gonna go over to 302?
Yeah, and everyone's saying for music purposes, pretty much everyone uses music from Spotify or whatever else they're using. That's what I use. I use Spotify for streaming, and that's gonna kind of keep us from streaming any of the music along with our streams. Do you use music at all, and what do you think about that?
If I use any kind of music, I'm gonna try to use like the old 8-bit, 16-bit music because one, it's not owned by the RIAA, and two, I don't think video game companies don't give too much of a care if you use old 8-bit music.
Yeah. And I know it's just, I don't know. We'll see if this actually comes to be, because as of right now, I think it is just a rumor. So we'll see what happens. I mean, $1 billion is a lot of money.
Yeah, $1 billion can change a person.
Yeah, well, for sure. Yeah, and like I think I kind of agree with you. They should kind of fix YouTube more than trying to find something else and abandoning the other one.
Yeah.
Kind of agree with you there. We'll move on to the next topic. not too familiar with. I hope you are. I did a little bit of research on it, but it's for the up and coming PC game and Oculus Rift game Flagship. What do you know about Flagship, if any?
Um, that's as much as you do, like combination of FPS and strategy.
Yeah. Um, it kind of looks like they're trying to go for like a space pirate type of thing, but or that's what people wanted, but they're trying to add something where you can use your ship in space and go and like capture other ships and take control of them. Um, I mean, from what I've seen, it looks pretty good. It looks like it could be fun. I don't know how I feel. I guess I'm just against the Oculus Rift, but how it would go on Oculus Rift, or this could actually benefit, the Oculus Rift. What do you think of like this type of game for the Oculus?
Um, if it was just a first person shooter, I could possibly see it work for the Oculus Rift because it's supposed to be like a virtual reality, like you're the person be there.
Hmm.
But for the strategy game, I'm not so sure because in a strategy game, you have to see like the entire field and be able to make moves and tactical choices ahead of your enemies and such. And to do that, you kind of have to be out of the FPS mode. So
Yeah.
I'm not sure how that's gonna work out.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I think the game it's still like in pre-alpha, I believe. That's what I was reading on their webpage. Um, and I don't think they're offering any like beta keys or anything like that just yet. They're still trying to get ideas on how they can better their game. I don't know. Anyone in the chat, has anyone heard of Flagship? What do you expect from it? Are you excited about it? Just kind of hit us up while we talk about it for just a little bit longer. Um, but yeah, like I said, it's still in development, so let's figure this. We'll figure this out. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, let me find that article again. Like I'll post the link to the article about what was it again? To Flagship to you guys so you guys can have a better idea than us.
Yeah. Anyone in chat know about Flagship?
So
Yeah. I don't think anyone else kind of knows about it.
yeah.
So, sorry, more my
Sorry.
thingy. Um, so let's see. Oh, don't think I've ever heard about Flagship. Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah,
It's
well,
it's still fairly new, so
yeah, I think it was just announced too, so
yeah. Yeah, nope, no one. All right. We're not going to talk about Flagship anymore because no one's heard of it. Check it out. It still looks pretty cool. So, but I don't expect it for a while. I believe. So we're actually gonna take some time and talk about some of the products that Hauppauge uses, and kind of what they do and what they're good for. So I'll just start off with three products that are actually pretty similar with each other, just a few little changes. That's the HD PVR2 Gaming Edition Plus, HD PVR2 Gaming Edition, and the PVR2. They all use HDMI. They can run up to 1080p, which is good for capturing all your high definition games. They can, I think, the PVR2 Gaming Edition Plus and the PVR2 can run on Mac, and I think it's optional on the PVR2. Yeah, it's optional on the HD PVR2 Gaming Edition. They all let you record in-game chat, and then they're all compatible with your Xbox, PlayStation, and I believe the Wii, if I'm not.
yeah, anything
Yeah.
with anything with an HDMI output that
Mhm.
doesn't have HDCP should work with the HD PVR2.
Yeah, because I remember seeing the Wii thing, and then you can use them to live stream to Ustream. I don't know if anyone else uses Ustream, and of course Twitch TV. That's what we are using right now to record this. And then I think the main difference between them is that the HD PVR2 and the Gaming Edition Plus is that they can record surround sound, but the HD PVR2 Gaming Edition cannot. And then the cool thing about the HD PVR2 is it has a built-in IR blaster, which is like an infrared thing, so you can actually record from your smartphones and tablets. And I was always wondering how those people were doing that. Now I know. Now
Yes.
I know. Because I see people like gaming all the time, like, oh, I'm playing Hearthstone on my iPad. I'm like, how are you doing that?
Well, as
do you want to talk about
as
the
for the
rocket?
oh yeah, the
Oh yeah.
rocket it's like a standalone capture device, but it can also be used on the PC, just like the HD PVR2. Um, can record up to 1080p. Can be used on a it said it can be used on a Mac. Unfortunately, it doesn't do 5.1 surround sound, but let's be honest here. If you do like Twitch or YouTube, 5.1 surround sound isn't exactly on the top of the list. Compatible with Xbox, PlayStation, Wii U, like basically anything with an HDMI output. Though
Mhm.
also other cables should use older gaming console on as well.
Mhm.
And I should also point out that it's not used for live streaming, just for recording games.
Yeah. Yep. So from there, we're actually going to move on to our next topic,
Oh,
which
to
is a
anti wait,
oh
the companion cube asks which one was the one that used the IO blaster one. I think it's the regular
it's just the
HD
HD
PVR.
PVR2. Yeah.
Yeah,
Not the gaming edition one, just the regular HD PVR2. So,
yeah.
yeah, check that out because I had no idea about that and I didn't even know you could do that and I was so confused on how people were doing that. Um so yeah, that's answers your question, I hope, Companion Cube, because you need it now. Go to the website and buy it now. Um
Yes,
so
support us by paying our overloads.
we are moving on to the our next topic. It's about the PlayStation 4 outselling the PS2 and how Kaz Hirai, who is the CEO of Sony, thinks that the PS4 is going to do better than the PS2. And for those of you who don't know, the PS2 is the highest selling like gaming console of all time. It sold like 155 million copies. So what do you think? Do you think the PS4 has a chance?
Well, if Sony plans on it for like 10 years, like they did with the other PlayStation brands, and I can see it happening. But you have to also remember that the PS2 was being sold at the cheaper price than what the
Yeah.
PS4 is being sold right now. Like the PS2 at launch was like 300, the PS4 is like at 400. Like $100 difference doesn't seem like much, but in this economy, it kind of is.
Yeah. But I mean, you got to remember that the PS4 it's way more technologically advanced than the PS2 was. I mean, remember back with the PS2, you had those little cartridges with your memory stick that you'd stick into
Yeah.
it, and everything was wired. But I mean, I think right now in the 6 months that PS4 has been outsold about 7 million copies. So we'll see. I don't know how long they were going with for the PS2 and how many that sold in what amount of time. But one thing that Harai is thinking that is going to help, the sales with Sony is digital downloads and charging for PS Plus. Do you think that's going to help them make a profit?
Well, obviously, since you do need to have the PlayStation Plus to play any online game for the PS4, yeah,
Hmm.
it'll help give Sony a few extra dollars with the PlayStation 4. But what will also be able to help with the PlayStation 4 is the games, and yeah, there are some good games for the PS4 right now,
Yeah.
like Infinite Second Son, but they need some more titles and some bigger titles like the upcoming Kingdom Hearts 3
Yes.
and
Yes.
excuse me, and Uncharted 4
Yes.
as well.
Yep. Um, yeah, and I kind of think they're smart to kind of take that step where our Xbox had done with their live, where you have to pay for your internet. But that was something that I actually really liked about PlayStation was like not having to pay for your internet. But I think overall it's going to give you a better experience with online play with the PS4. I haven't played the PS4 yet, so have you?
Um, I know that my friend brought over his PS4 while he was visiting from West Virginia.
Hmm.
I didn't get a chance to play it too much because I was working at the time, but the game we were playing was Mercenary King, I believe it was called, and it was like a 2D one-and-gun game similar to like Metal Slug. And as far as I'm concerned, they were not playing online, despite
Okay.
the fact that my friend did have on PlayStation Plus.
Okay. Yeah, I haven't even. I don't even think I've touched a PS4. Not even at E3 last year because they were playing The Last of Us, and I was about. It was about to come out. I was like, I don't want to see anything about it. So, I'm hoping that Sony gives out a bundle. I heard rumors in the UK that they were supposed to be coming out with a bundle with the PS Vita. I would totally buy that in a heartbeat if they did something like that.
Yeah, like speaking of the Vita, I just find it surprising that instead of like trying to be its own gaming system, that Sony is trying to market it as a extension to the PlayStation 4.
Yeah, because it wasn't like with the PSP where it was like its completely own little entity where it
Yeah.
had nothing to do with what you were playing on your PlayStation. It were completely separate. So, I don't know. I kind of want a Vita. Really, I like handheld games a lot. So I think
I
I'm
mean, the Vita does is a good system, but there's not really a whole lot of games on it that I really want at the
okay.
moment. Like the only game I can really think of that would make me want to get a Vita is Persona 4 Golden.
Yeah. And then anyone who has joined, don't forget about our giveaway. Check out the Pod Facebook page, and you will see Joe. He will insert a link for it into the chat. So check it out. You can win Mario Kart 8 or win the rocket. So which is awesome. And
Okay.
then
Hey, what's your question, Dodie Wits? And I'll pay for your Vita, Huskaban too. Okay, so what's your question, Wits?
oh, and don't forget to follow. Don't forget to
Yeah.
follow the Twitch page or follow us, please. Support us. And then so we'll wait for old dirty wits to respond with whatever question he has. But as we wait for that, we'll move on to how about Watch
Well,
Dogs?
what's up with cats and why do they think they're so damn better than us? That's the question.
I don't
Because
know.
cats tend to be on topic. I'm gonna say
Yeah.
that.
Kind of not talking about cats right now.
Yeah.
Um, and then also, if you send a message to streamteam@hauppauge.com, give us feedback about the podcast. Tell us what you like, what you'd like to see more. Help out the future podcast and help us out. And you can get a wristband. Wristband, yay! So we're gonna move on and talk about Watch Dogs, which a lot of people are super pumped about.
Except for Huskaban too. He's sick of hearing it.
I am sorry, Huskabon too, but we are going to be talk about it right now.
Sorry, but I'll tell you what. You can mute for the next 2 minutes. How did that sound?
Yeah, you can just ignore us for the next couple minutes. What about you? I'm kind of excited about it. What are your thoughts about Watch Dogs?
I was kind of excited about it at first, but after that big delay last year, I kind of hurt my excitement a little bit because it was pretty much getting ready to go out the door, and it just threw everybody off their feet to hear that it would be delayed.
Yeah,
This badly.
but I think I don't know, I don't get too angry when people delay games because you just know they're trying to make it better instead of selling a game that's not finished. Like so many games right now have been released. There's been just problem after problem with so many games. So I think they take the time, fix the problems, and sell us a game that's actually workable. It's gonna be so much better. But I actually been watching gameplay of people playing online, and everyone says it's like GTA, but better. Have you watched any of the gameplay for the online?
No, the only thing that I have come close to watching any Watchdog gameplay is Conan O'Brien's review of it. He does bring up a good point, though. having all the networks concentrated onto like one handheld is a bad idea security wise.
No, I was actually watching gameplay of the online footage, and yeah, it does look really similar to Grand Theft Auto Online, or GTA 5 Online. I played GTA 5. I got over it really fast, so I feel like if people are saying this is better, I might play the online longer. But I mean, we'll see. I think the storyline of it though is going to be phenomenal, in my opinion. And we will be getting it. We're actually getting it shipped to our place, so we're gonna be getting it first day.
Ooh, can you send me a copy?
I only got the one. We got to beat it first.
Okay.
We'll try and live stream it for you so you can watch us play it. But
works for me.
yeah. Anyone else? Anyone besides Husqabon? Because we know anyone else getting Watch Dogs or excited about Watch Dogs? No online free roam on PS3 or Xbox 3. Oh, so is it just on PC and the one, or PS4?
Hmm.
Dr. Drill, do you know? But we'll see. We'll see. I'm kind of excited for this game. Um,
You know,
it's just
like
not like pumped like everyone else is. Everyone else is so
yeah,
pumped.
yeah. What really putting it for me was I was actually looking forward to the Wii U version because of all the things you could have done with the hacking with the gamepad. But
Uh,
with Ubisoft delaying it to like falls and rumors of that version being canceled, like that's kind of disappointing.
well, I feel like a lot of like first-person shooter games or any type of shooter games in general just don't do as well on Wii or Wii U because it is such a family oriented, like we talked about earlier in the podcast. It's mainly for like little kids and people playing together.
Yeah, but
'Cause
there is some good mature games on the Nintendo console. Like with the Wii, there was like the No More Heroes series, and there was also Mad Wolf, which are good, fun, mature games.
yeah, so we will see about Watch Dogs. I mean, it'll be probably talked about at E3 a little bit, and people will be talking about it. But you know, I don't know. What was besides the hacking part? What other cool things have you heard about this game?
Um, I heard that Conan O'Brien had a blast with it.
Everyone should play it because Conan O'Brien liked
Yeah,
it. Actually, his reviews are really funny about games. I trust
yeah,
his opinion more than
yeah. Yeah, he does come up with some good jokes for his clueless gamer section.
um anyone else have in the chat want to kind of chime in on any of the topics that we've talked about? Um anyone? Anyone? Conan for the win. Yes, Conan is amazing. If you guys have any
Yes.
questions about any of the products, kind of hit us up right now because we are going to be saying our farewells very soon.
Well, don't we have like a half hour left?
Well, we don't really. What else do you want to talk about? Do you want to?
Well, actually, actually, we could talk about a story that I actually covered like the other day. Have you heard about the Retron 5?
No, what is it?
The Retron 5, it being made by a company called Hyperkin. It's a clone system that can play like 5 different gaming systems: the NES, the Super Nintendo, Genesis, the Game Boy line, and the Japanese version of the NES, the Famicom.
Okay.
Yeah.
Um.
And what makes this interesting is instead of being like one of those
Oh.
consoles on a chip, it's going to be like a mini Android device that's specifically designed to emulate the old games and
Yeah, yeah,
upscale
yeah.
them to 720p through HDMI.
Yeah, I seen like a lot of people are actually. It wasn't called this. It was another one. I just can't think of the name of it right now. But it kind of looked like the original NES. Because this one doesn't really. But yeah, that's what it's trying to do. It's an emulator that you can play all the old games on. Um, so do you think these retro consoles are going to, because pretty much all of us who grew up gaming and gaming on the Nintendo and the Super Nintendo, and uh, do you think that these are going to be, because they're kind of expensive? I'm looking at it's like $500.
Yeah, the one from the analog is gonna be 500, but the Retron 5 is gonna be at like 140, which is, I think it's a fair price considering you're getting like five different retro gaming devices in one. It's region free, upscales the 720,
Hmm.
and you
Yeah,
can use all your original gaming controls on that as well.
yeah. I mean, that's competing though with, the consoles that are today, whereas we can, hello, Saz Gaming. Um, where we have things like the Wii where we can buy a bunch of these games for fairly cheap. Um,
Yeah, but a lot of people do like to have the original games in their hands. Not to mention that sometimes the old consoles do break down.
yeah, people are saying it's not for them, and it's 119 in the UK. And then Huskabon wants to know what your thoughts are on Murdered Soul Suspect.
I think it'll be an interesting game here, like an interesting adventure game, from what I
Yeah,
saw.
yeah, I haven't really. I just saw some things about it, a little trailer here and there, but haven't really heard anyone get too pumped about it
Yeah,
that I know in my book. So we'll see. We'll see if should we rely on the reviews? So someone, if you have a YouTube, you can totally hit us up and let us know how that goes. But I can't believe they're charging $500. Wow.
yeah, $500 for what essentially is like a NES clone.
Yeah, that's crazy. That is insane.
And Nanu Tech 55 asking any thoughts on the PlayStation Now? Um, it's it's the PlayStation version of OnLive. That's my thoughts on it.
Yeah, I don't have any. When I get a PS4, I might get PlayStation Now. I missed out on all the PlayStation 3 games, and all depends on price. Yeah, it sucks that they're not making like anything backwards compatible, so it's all our huge game collections that we've had from all of our old systems don't work with anything new. Like even right now, I still have my Xbox 360 because I have so many Xbox Live Arcade games. I can't even play on my Xbox One.
Yeah,
So,
I think that's one thing the Wii U got right is backwards
hmm,
compatibility.
yep.
Definitely.
I think Xbox and PlayStation should have been smart and kind of followed that path. But right now, like Xbox One doesn't even have an arcade, so that's kind of been a bummer for me because I love playing all the arcade games.
Yeah.
Um,
Let's see.
fingers
Any other?
crossed. It said fingers crossed for Nintendo this year and getting some third-party support at E3. I agree. I hope
Yeah.
nothing
But
but success for Nintendo.
well, I mean, I'm hoping for some third-party games at for Nintendo at E3, but at the same time, like the third parties, the way they treat the Wii U, like that's giving us like GIMP versions of the other versions, like Arkham Origins not having the online components, Assassin's Creed 4 not having any of the DLC, and EA does not giving a damn about Nintendo. Excuse my language. I honestly don't see a point in getting any third party games on the Wii U at this point.
In this news, isn't it the views that is most important? Saz Gaming is talking about sponsorship by
I don't know. This is my first time like doing something for Hauppauge. That's something you have to ask them yourself.
yeah, agree.
I,
So for sponsorships, what you want to do is Hauppauge will actually be sponsoring three teams that are competing in Call of Duty Ghosts. Because I know Call of Duty every year in LA they do a huge competition, and I think their prize pool is at $1 million. So you can actually contact Hauppauge, and there's the link in the chat. Check it out, and you can get a sponsorship from them. And if you're good enough, they'll hit you up. So yeah, links in there. Requirements are higher than they used to be. Yeah. And then they've been supporting Team Orbit for 6 months. And then also TC Intensity and also Reign of Esports. So they're actually really getting into esports. So I'm glad we actually talked about that a little bit because, again, more companies are starting to sponsor esports teams. And I think that that's part of the reason why esports is going to get so popular.
Yes, indeed. Like, I would not be surprised if esports get their own stadium. As a matter of fact, I think they are getting it. I think somebody is building a stadium just for e-games.
Oh, I haven't heard that. I wouldn't be surprised if it's in LA because they just do so many things there. Are you bronze, silver, or gold level?
I'm
Oh.
no level.
I didn't play this. Um, yeah, and so go ahead and contact Hauppauge about individual sponsorships. Just hit them up in that link. Just go to their website and you can go, you know, where is it? Under website sponsorships, and they'll give you all the requirements. And what this includes is Twitter and Facebook support to broaden your outreach. They do giveaways with their products, which is really cool. And then they'll also support you with some of their products. So, you'll have T-shirts and bracelets and some of their products like the HD PVR2 Gaming Edition or the PVR Rocket. They'll give you stickers and they'll give you like little small promotional items like that. Joe, any way to get an IR blaster for HD PVR2 Gaming Edition? I'm neither, not a plan.
I'm not sure. That's something you would have to. I think that's something else you have to ask Hauppauge themselves as well. But if they can do it for the base model, I don't see why they can't do it for the gaming edition as well.
Yeah, for their silver level, they require 10,000 to almost a little less than 20,000 subscribers on your YouTube or stream channels. And I think their gold level, it requires 20,000 or plus YouTube or stream subscribers. So if you just check under individual reviewer, you can apply on their website there. And then Joe will probably keep it entering. Yep, right there. There it goes. There's the link. So go ahead, check that out. You can see, what the sponsorships include and, why you should join and get sponsored by Hauppauge. I mean, it would probably be an amazing sponsorship. I'd be really jealous. I wish I kept competing in Call of Duty. I just don't like it.
That's a chance to compete.
Yep. Compete. Good luck to anybody who applies. Man.
Oh, thank you for the compliment, Companion Cube.
Oh, all right, you guys. Well, I think that is it for us. I personally just want to thank Hauppauge and to Joe for letting us do the stream. Joe is over there in the chat. He's the one in charge of this podcast who dedicates a great deal of his time to putting these podcasts together, to outreaching to, fans like us through their Facebook page. So be sure to check out their Facebook page. Again, there are giveaways on there. Also, please send a message to streamteam@hauppauge.com and give us our feedback about our podcast. Again, tell us what you liked, what you would like to see, what you'd like us to talk about for future. We just want to provide a better podcast for you guys. So go ahead, and also with that, you will get a bracelet. Don't forget about the giveaways on their Facebook page. They will be giving away Mario Kart 8. Who doesn't want Mario Kart 8? And also
I want Mario Kart 8.
I want Mario Kart 8. I already applied for that giveaway. And then also you can have a chance to win the awesome HD PVR Rocket. Remember, it's portable. It's good for capturing your games. Captures in 1080p. It's awesome. I would be really jealous of whoever won that. Also, I want to thank my little host here, Kilatia. You've been awesome.
Thank you. You've been a good host yourself, Sergeant Zombie Pepper.
Thanks. I can't wait to check out your stream. So everyone, be sure to follow Kilatia on Twitch at twitch.tv/Kilatia. His name's there. And then I'm at twitch.tv/Sergeant Zombie Pepper with a 3 instead of a E in Pepper. And don't forget to follow the Hauppauge Twitch page. And you'll get updates on, whenever we go live for podcasts. I've seen people streaming. I think Revso_ did one on Dark Souls. 3, I believe, the other day. So we get people playing them. Dr. Drill wants to play Mario Kart. Yeah, who
Who
doesn't?
doesn't want to play Mario Kart 8?
And then, of course, I want to thank all you viewers for coming by, hanging out with us, talking to us, keeping us entertained. You guys are awesome. Thanks for the support.
And thank you for coming, Huskaban 2 and Beeferind.
And please give your feedback to the stream team at hauppauge.com. We would really, really, really appreciate it. Again, thanks everyone. Darn, I joined this. And I think that's it. I hope everyone has a beautiful and magnificent rest of their day. I mean, it's pretty early here for me, so
it's almost 8 o'clock for me.
And I think
it must be like what, 1 o'clock for Joe?
Yep. But I hope you all have a beautiful day.
Yep. Y'all have a good night, good morning, or whatever time zone you're in.